That's historic reductions in spending, consequential reforms that will lift people out of poverty into the workforce, rein in government overreach. There are no new taxes, no new government programs.
That was House Speaker Kevin McCarthy describing what's in this deal to raise the nation's debt limit. And now, the big question here is, will this deal satisfy both parties ahead of that June 5th deadline? So to answer that question, we wanted to dig deeper into what exactly is in this deal and how it will affect South Florida. To help us break it down, we have Democratic House Representative Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick. Good morning, Congresswoman. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here.
All right, so let's break it down. There's a lot in there, a bunch of different details that, frankly, going back and forth between the aisles to figure out how to find some kind of middle ground. What are your concerns for South Floridians?
Well, my biggest concern was always Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. And I'm happy to report after we had our meetings and saw the bills that they're not going to be touched. My second biggest concern was, in fact, for our veterans. Being a ranking member on Veteran Affairs for Technology Modernization, I want to make sure the hard work we put into the PAC Act and recognizing burn pit victims and what they're suffering, that they still had access to all of their benefits. And I'm happy to see that that actually wasn't touched also. Where I do have concerns, and we have more meetings today with the White House, it's about SNAP, them raising the age limit, and also having these work requirements, which in reality, most of the people that are putting these work requirements are, it's not going to affect them. It's just going to really block them from gaining access. And we have over 42 million families who depend on SNAP. And we would never want to put our families, especially our South Florida families, at risk of not being able to receive SNAP, especially when the most people who are on SNAP are our veterans, are our families, and are our seniors. So those are the things that are a big concern for me. Is SNAP, our SNAP benefits. I think the last thing that's concerning also is our student loans. Now, the student loan repayment is going to have to start. That was one of the things that's on the table right now. There's no real idea of when it's going to start. We're still going to be able to forgive up to $20,000 of student loan debt. But my real concern is that when we actually put forth the Inflation Reduction Act, it was because we were suffering from inflation, we're suffering from a housing crisis, and we're also suffering from a lot of financial issues, even though we're creating more jobs. And I haven't seen a change to that. So why do we have to negotiate our most vulnerable? And that's where I see that MAGA extreme Republicans are taking charge of the party, because we agreed to paying these bills. We agreed to these bills. It was a democratic process. And now they're trying to renege on helping American families, especially South Florida families.
You covered a lot of ground there. Let me ask you this. What would have been in this bill, or what was omitted from it that was a definite no for you? You would not vote?
The PAC Act, I mean, that was definite. You know, touching our veterans, we fought hard and long. We saw how hard our veterans have been suffering. And it just would have been just astonishing for them to attack the PAC Act. And Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security, which is another one. America has to pay its debts, and we have to live up to our promises. When we send our vets to war, when we recruit our military, we have a promise to them to take care of them for their bravery, and we have to carry it out. When it comes to our seniors, when it comes to those who are Medicaid and Medicare, we have a promise to them that we will actually take care of them. So we have to live that out. Other programs we can work with, but I think those are the integral foundations of our country. It meets our needs. And then when it comes to starvation, our country is one of the richest nations. Why are you trying to cut food for starving families who are only on it they renew it every 3 months?
Congresswoman, when you're talking about cuts here, and you took to task the issue of SNAP benefits and welfare for able-bodied folks who were getting them, they're just raising that and saying, look, you've got to go to work. The GOP is saying, what is wrong with that? Why is that a negative?
Well, the GOP intentionally put in the word able-bodied, but for you to even qualify for SNAP, there's an issue present. So like I said, when we looked at analyzed who's actually on SNAP, a lot of them are our vets, a lot of them are families who are struggling and who are trying to work anyhow. And so we've seen this before. There are already work requirements in place. What they were trying to do is to bolster this idea of there are people who are on SNAP who can work and who are just sucking up the system. They're trying to put forth this stereotype, but we have to look at and see what's actually pretextual and what's their actual goal. Pretext is we want to be fiscally responsible. So why not start with the taxes that are actually on the rich? Why start on the most vulnerable Americans, poor people, families, veterans, people who are not healthy on Medicaid?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but we are simply out of time. But very quickly, yes or no, will you vote for this?
It's looking like I will.
Okay, Congresswoman, we do appreciate your time on this holiday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much and happy Memorial Day.
Too.